Good morning, jbros family. Hey, you know what we're going to talk about today? And you're like, well, Larry, I think we already know. Well, if you don't know, this is our 5-inch skinny stick. This is a very versatile bait. I guess you could say this was our first finesse worm that we came out with. But the bait is 5 inches long. There's a lot of different ways you can rig and fish this bait, and we're going to be going over all of those today. And I'm going to be showing you a little bit more extra that you can do with it that you might not have thought about yet. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and get started in here. And yeah, I'll show you do I show you my favorite way, or do we wait till the last? I'll show you my favorite way once we get there to the end. But let's go ahead and get started with everybody's favorite rig. All right, everybody, there's everybody's favorite. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I like to use a 1 or 2/0 EWG hook. If you prefer a flipping hook, you can. It's going to be a little bit too heavy of a wire for you, but this is a small 1/16 or 1/8 ounce. That's all I need. Sometimes I'll even put a 32nd there. You can pin this weight, or you can let it free fall. That is your preference, but you can, I mean, that's the Texas rig right there. In general, another way you can fish this is remove the weight, and if you really want a very small, or I'm sorry, a very slow fall presentation, there's the way you rig it. Now everybody's like, well, Larry, I'm new to fishing, I don't know how to Texas rig. Well, we're getting ready to show you that. It's a very simple application. Now you have to choose, do you want your darker color on top or bottom? That's up to you. A lot of people say I want my darker color on top, so the way I like to do it is I hold it in my left hand and I take the point of the hook and run it down to the bend right there, and then I'm going to come out the bait just like this, and from here I'm just going to pull the hook. Let me get this line out of the way. I'm just going to pull the hook. Now when I get to the offset there, I'm going to just take and rotate just like this to where that offset, you can see it in the bait here, that offset's here. Now everybody's like, well, how do you get it rigged up straight? Well, I'm going to show you that too. Right here, take your thumb, measure it, and then you want to come in the back of the bait here, and that's where you're going to put your thumb there. The hook comes right there where your thumb's at, and then you just text pose it, and that is your simple weighted or weightless Texas rig for our 5-inch skinny stick. Let's move on to the next one. Now the old shaky head worm, the old shaky head. This is in a darker color purple. We're going to call this purple night bite. If you want to vote on it, go over to TikTok and see our potential color drops, our next 4 color drops. But this is a color that's being voted on. But your shaky heads, I love working these around structure, off points and ledges. A shaky head is a very effective, in my opinion, in the summertime when you just want to drag it slow and that worm's just down there bouncing on the bottom and that tail's just dancing around as you're shaking this bait. Very, very easy presentation. I like to use on my shaky head an 1/8 ounce up to a 1/4, depending on how deep I am, because this is a very small bait. It is 5 inches long, but the diameter is kind of small, but very effective on a shaky head style bait off those ledges and rocky points, and this will get it done for you. All right, next what is the rave all about. The old NEKO Rig right here. You know, the whole NEKO Rig. Just pulling it through, letting that tail bounce. But I've used the Bamboo Bear clips here that Bamboo Bear offers. This is a metal clip instead of an O-ring. This is a #1 Sniper Finesse from Owner as far as the hook style. And you're like, Larry, holy smokes, what kind of nail do you have in there? Well, this is nothing but a roofing nail. Yeah, a roofing nail, because I'm getting that clack on the bottom. It's good and flat. I don't have to worry about breaking it off. Yeah, it runs a little bit deep, but the good thing about this is, if I want lighter weights, what I do in here, when I get a box of roofing nails, I'll take and I'll chop half of them off with my Dremel tool. You're like, it's too much work. I'm getting 250 NEKO weights for what you're paying for 5 or 6 NEKO weights. So we're not going to argue that point. It works for me, and that's the way I like to use it. So dragging that old NEKO Rig, because the NEKO Rig is making a huge comeback, but this is just another option to fish our 5-inch skinny stick. Let's go to the next one. All right, shameless plug here, but I'm going to do it anyway. We have 100 bags of the June bug chartreuse and the watermelon red chartreuse tails on the website. So if you want to go get some of those, grab you up a few or 50 bags or whatever you want. But the old nose hook drop shot right here. There you go. I rarely nose hook drop shot it, but I know there's a lot of anglers out there that love the nose hook drop shot. But for me, I like a Texas rig drop shot. It's my favorite way to fish our 5-inch skinny stick. And we're just going to move right into that one because we have it tied up too. And I'll just go ahead and show you right here, y'all. This is my jam. Morning Dawn Texas rigged drop shot. This will flat catch them right here. I love fishing this worm this way. It's a very effective presentation for me, for those stubborn bass that are down there in the grass that don't want to mess around with anything. They don't want a jig, they don't want a shaky head, but for some reason I can put it in those pockets with this drop shot here, the Texas rig drop shot in our Morning Dawn color, and get those stubborn bass to munch up on that. But by far, this is my favorite way to fish the 5-inch skinny stick. And I'm going to show you another way that you may not have thought of, but if you do have suggestions on how we could fish this different that I could show in maybe a short or something, comment below. Let me know what you think. But let me show you something that you've probably not been thinking about here on how to fish our 5-inch skinny stick. Anybody want to guess what I'm getting ready to show you? Comment right now before the 9-minute mark and see if you can guess it right. But let's go ahead and show you here real quick. Old chatterbait trailer. That old chatterbait's going to knock side to side. That tail's going to flip back and forth here for you. Very simple, very clean chatterbait trailer. So what do you think? Would y'all fish that? Would y'all fish this? Let me know in the comments below. But I just now showed you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rigs for the skinny stick. Let me know of any other ways that you might fish our 5-inch skinny stick, or what's your best fish you've caught on our 5-inch skinny stick. Comment below, let me know. Jbros family, I appreciate all your support. Thank you for watching, and if you got any questions, comment below, send me a message. I'm on all the socials. But again, jbros family, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it, and y'all have a great day. Hit that like, follow, and subscribe button if you don't mind. I'd really appreciate the support. But we're going to be doing not reviews, but how-tos on all of our baits and all the different ways to fish them. So thanks for tuning in with us, and we will talk to y'all later. Have a great day, jbros family.